question, you interview the people who are there. Who are you? What are you? Why are you here? What are you doing with these materials? I suspect, once again, that those persons who were arrested, the lawyers and the others with them, would have provided answers to them immediately, and then there would have been no need for this statement that's been released now. The matter will possibly have ended there. For whatever reason, which this statement released by the police, Iringe Koko, the PRO, does not explain, the arrests were effected nonetheless. And they were taken to surveillance center and later transferred to state CID. And after profiling them, it was revealed 3 of the arrested persons were lawyers. Why didn't they profile them at the hotel? Why did they have to take them somewhere, then transfer them to state CID before profiling them and determining that 3 are lawyers and blah, blah, blah? Now, back to the statement. Now, after they were released, meanwhile, since the investigating team lacked the technical competence to establish... Now, let me ask a question here. What exactly is the police investigating? You say investigating team. Once again, is there a crime? Has a crime been committed? Is a crime suspected to have been committed? What exactly is the investigation about? Once again, since the investigating team lacked the technical competence to establish the veracity of the suspected printed fake INEC documents. Now, the choice of words here, suspected printed fake INEC documents. Why does the police suspect that these materials printed are fake INEC documents? What is the basis for that suspicion? Especially, once again, you have effected the arrest. You have confiscated the materials, the documents, printers, laptops, and all of that. You have profiled these persons. They have been identified, 3 of them, as lawyers
if I heard you correctly, you said this money is reimbursed every month, correct?
Yes, they receive them monthly.
So if you say it's every month, do we also have the state governors and local government chairmen also? Can you hear me?
Yes, go on.
Also have the state governors and state local government chairmen also giving out these arms and all those equipment like you just mentioned. Do we have this happen every month, or these are things we see that happen just occasionally? If these things do not happen every showing on our televisions or whatsoever, the equipment gotten for the military or how much they've reimbursed for the security of life and all that. But you now correctly, money is given to them on monthly basis, not annually. So what are the money used for? I think is why it's better these things are stopped. It should be stopped because they can't account for it, and there is no need of.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. So what are you saying? So let me before you go. Finally, are you saying scrap security vote, or are you saying security vote can remain but account for it?
Dayo, I think if there's something you understand, whenever these state governors are giving... Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Yes, whenever the state governors are giving these arms to security agents, there's always a term they use. They always say of the magnanimity of the governor or the state government, we are doing this. You have to get that word correctly, magnanimity. It's not like they are doing this as a responsibility or an obligation of that they owe to these security agencies, owing to the fact that these funds are provided to them monthly. They say these are things done out of magnanimity. So if it's out of magnanimity, then it should come from the state and not on any kind of a security vote basis or whatsoever.
All right,
I don't know if you are getting it.
Well, I did.
Often we hear, the state governor bought some trucks and all that for the security agencies out of the magnanimity of the state governor, out of his quest to ensure that the place is secure and all that. He has done this, he has done... That is once in a while living. And yet they call it magnanimity. My brother, the kind of things these people give to us, the kind of things they give us to eat, my brother, is really, really painful. And they will expect us to clap for them.
Sir, great to hear from you, but I really must move on now. Thanks for your contribution. Well, it's important that I note, by the way, that the figures quoted from the Business Day article from June 2021 is the amount annually, 375 billion naira annually for all governors and local government chairmen in the state, 375 billion annually. And the amount excludes those collected annually by the President, Vice President, and leadership of the National and State Assemblies, ministers, and other top government officials. That suggests that these persons may be receiving some kind of security vote as well. I suspect the President and the Vice President also get something in along those lines. Once again, lines up on 070-093-093. Now, they may get a monthly allocation, but basically that figure is what they get annually. Hello, Heartfelt to welcome. Please go on.
Hello.
All right, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, turn off your radio set and go ahead, please.
Yeah. Thank you for this topic. The security vote is meant to be used by the governors, the local government chairmen, and perhaps those asked to receive them. But me and you know that it is a frivolous expenditure. If the state has such amount of money budgeted for maybe security agencies, so to say, now in the state, you have all kinds of crimes being committed daily. Like the last speaker was saying, what are they doing with this money? Security vote is not the only thing they should account for. I'm not asking them to scrap it because those who formulated that policy knew why they were asking give them security vote. But let them be put into use. You call police to come and assist you on one thing or the other. They say no fuel. you call what the national defense whatever to come and assist in anything. They say no logistics. So who is to provide this logistics? But every month, money is being given to the president, the vice president, the governor, and the local government chairman. Let us be sincere. If it is not being used and they cannot be used, why not scrap it? And maybe once in a quarter, you give them whatever you feel like giving them. Because in Nigeria, we are saying we are suffering. We are not suffering. We are the cause of our suffering. Because nobody is ready to ask questions. And nobody, sorry to use that language, and nobody. Okay, some persons are ready to ask questions, but nobody or persons concerned ready to give the answer. Look at what is happening today. They kidnap a child. They kidnap an adult. The people are here. And all the gadgets in the whole world to help and to reduce them are there. There is no money. That is the answer always. There is no money. Where is this money going to?
Hello?
Hello?
On phone to welcome. Please go on.
Good evening.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, then.
Hello?
Can you hear me, Dayo? Can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. Now, first, my car is parked in GRA because I escaped life in GRA. Now, and this is state, in all states of the Federation, there's security votes. And there's this much anarchy, confusion, sometime everywhere. And there's security vote. Now, again, if a state governor builds a federal road, in fact of magnanimity or trying to make the state look good, most times the federal government will refund the money back to them. Now, if out of the governor's magnanimity he decides to do something for the police or for any security outfit, it is not his responsibility, for Christ's sake, to take care of Nigerian police or any of their federal government institutions.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
So you don't do that because you want to control the security apparatus or you want to control the police or because you want to do all those things and then bring those things and put it wrong. You say that is what the security vote is used for or is not used for. I don't know how it works in Nigeria. For Christ's sake, I'm not being scared like this all my life. I'm over how many years of age?
By the way, what exactly is it you're referring to when you say that you had a scare earlier today? What happened?
So I was driving. So I was driving around. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention the market name around GRA. When I saw these guys with long guns and tying red on them, and then the said police you're talking about are trying to chain them up, and the boys are shooting, and everybody is praying for safety and their lives. And then we have security votes, and the police that we are being using the security votes so are clapping for people that are doing some kind of things.
You saw police officers clapping for them.
Oh, I wish I had the mind to send videos. I didn't have the mind. Everybody was confused. My boy that was driving said, "Okay, let's drag this car and leave here." We parked the car. We ran. We entered one road close to that one, a particular laundry office around GRA. I don't want to mention a name here. So it's not. So we're talking about security votes. For me, I think there's no need for security vote because the governors or the executive of states are using this money for something that is not supposed to be used for.
But then again, even if the federal government is directly responsible for funding security agencies, there's also been a lot of talk about them not getting enough funding. You hear police officers say that we buy our own, we buy buttons for our uniforms, or we buy our uniforms and we buy our own boots. So if the funding from the federal government is not enough, it's entirely out of place if the states decide to pitch in to assist.
Dayo, let me tell you something. These are issues, institutional failures in Nigeria. For instance, I grew up from the barrack, right? I know that those days when they bring uniforms, those uniforms are brought to the police barrack for free. The police authorities in that station will send it at a cost to police officers. We know all these things. It's not because federal government don't put. It's just a failure of institutions in Nigeria. So it's the same thing that crippled down to the security votes you're talking about, right? These guys have chosen not to do what is needful. Rather, they're choosing to do all the things they want to do, and they bring cameras and let's snap it up and we are giving cars to XYZ. Most times these cars are bought on credit from the banks. We know how all this works. So I think all this issue about security votes and all that should be scrapped. Sir, let me not talk again. Thank you very much for having me on your station.
You're welcome. Good to have you, We've got 13 to go. Is that 13? Yeah, it looks like it. 13 minutes to go before 5 o'clock. The news update comes up at 5. Still taking your thoughts on the matter of security votes. What do you make of it? Is it something, should security votes be scrapped at every level? Or do we maintain it? Should we simply have some accounting or some accountability? Hello, you're welcome.
Hello, Hello?
You're live on radio. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Dayo, good evening.
Hello, go on.
This is Owe from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You see, this issue of security votes, I think one of the first problems we have is that Obasanjo entering 1999 and democracy gave us a very bad constitution, aristocratic constitution that has come to favor the rich. We fight against local government autonomy. If you take so much vote, do we have education votes? Do we have health votes? All of these are things that put in the budget seamlessly for them to be for activities that have to be carried out and for the accountants. Now you created at one thing differently, and so they call this one security vote that they used to do what I thought. I came to start something. The reason why we have enough police intelligence in rivers like this, as in some of us, especially in River State, where you see police going against opposition, where you see police trying to obstruct the ruling party, is because we have security vote. That is just exactly. They are securing no single person with it. For the past months, you can't see police doing something. It's only where the opposition party is one thing, the best intelligence report there. Where the opposition party is doing one thing, from there, not many people campaign intelligence because there's security vote. Not many people vote because not people have to go to police because there's
if the police is not doing it at all, I'm sure that we can't all we are now. And you probably can't begin to talk to me right now. I mean, so this is something.
If you are supposed to work in that hospital where you are for 4 hours in a day, and you put in 30 minutes, have you not done something? You have done something, but it's significant as it's supposed to be. That is what we talk about. Police does it that whether money from the governors or not, name of service or not, does it mean that the police wouldn't have had enough reasonability, enough technicality, enough to better thing than doing now? Orally, just like what you analyzed earlier about going to people going for tribunal. You can see how misplaced priority. I'm just trying to, if it was not misdirect people, lead people, automatically police would have even been better, less, given to the federal government and the name of security. And tell us truth. Police is even causing equality in this case. Sorry to tell you. Because when you take sides and create security, the truth is that if thank God that other political parties are not even following up how it is going. This one you're saying that we would have been talking like this. Yeah, you wouldn't even have been talking like this. Wait, police is going to happen. Don't ask PDP.
Hello?
Intelligence report about PDP. I have never seen every people cry they are campaigns, they support us, they hijack that boss. No intelligence report, the people kidnapped on election day, no single person is arrested. But every other person intelligence report is gotten, and what they are doing is dismantled, disorganized, and whatever. Security vote. It has brought more harm to Nigeria than good that we thought of. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, also. Still got a few minutes to go. 070093093. Let's take a few comments now, if I can. Peter Obi said nothing as a matter of fact. There really is no secret vote in ours. Good afternoon. If there's crime somewhere, you police, the response is they couldn't make it based on Jackson. When asked police why people collect money from motorists, that is just a logistics. Buy, polish, and launder their uniforms. They're not so noble. Hello, the security vote, or whatever they choose to call it, should either be scrapped or the government should give an account of the spending. Why would anyone be backed by law to spend public funds without having to render an account of what it was used for? Up to that's from Mark Paul. Good evening, author from Bukima goes total money for security vote 375 billion and approximately states equals 10 billion, approximately an LG in rivers 400 million. An institution should be created like Inland Security Service. Another option is the Youth Corps Service because they are deployed to towns and villages across Nigeria. But there are security votes meant to be used by the governments and local government charter councils. Security votes are too outrageous. Let the governments and local government chairmen account for it. That's from Clinton West. Hello, welcome. Targeted security votes or not will not change the police purchase also misappropriations and focus on their primary responsibilities of protecting lives and property. Possibly stop attaching politicians, rather protect institutions and more than politicians who occupy such institutions. And that's from Ibe Fubara. Where's a carte blanche? And we're not in the
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned to 9.